Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. It is Sunday today, so it's actually the day you will probably watch this. If I get the time to edit it, it will be up today. Otherwise you will watch this on Monday probably. But yes, it is Sunday the morning. I got ready. I'm going into the city centrum to do some candle work with one of my friends. We're going to make candles. This video is basically going to be all about the Netherlands, moving to the Netherlands. I've got so many questions on that, and I didn't plan on like filming a sit down video this week. I actually wanted to film I don't know, it's actually a sad topic. I mean, all of you probably know what's going on in the world with COVID and South Africa announcing that they've discovered a new variant of the coronavirus and all of that. So my mother was supposed to fly and visit me for Christmas, and that's very unclear now. And I'm not going to dwell on that for too much. I've cried Friday like so much, and I'm still like literally I feel empty. I just feel so sad about it. So I'm just hoping and praying that, I don't know, that she can still come and visit. If not, you know, then we'll work around it. But anyway, so I wanted to film things around that, getting things ready. But yeah, I'm gonna hold off on that. I'm still getting my Christmas tree today that Sophia's gonna help me to go and buy. But other than that, I just thought I've got so many questions of people saying they're moving to the Netherlands in December, in January, beginning of next year, like they want to know this or tips or all of that. So I just thought like I will make one video just dedicated to moving to the Netherlands, and all of this is just based on my opinions and my experiences. So some of it might not be, I don't know, right, some of it might be wrong, I don't know. This is just based on my experience and what helped me and all of that. So I actually have a list here on a pad, just like a notepad. So I'm going to go through it. I'm going to make it very fast and quick so that I can edit it, like just put it in my editing software and export, so that I can get it up as quickly as possible. But first things first is visa. So I'm not very good with this specific point just because my company organized everything for me. They basically, I like filled in all the documentation, provided them with all the documents, and they provided me with is it a VMM? I cannot remember the exact name now, but it's basically like a temporary visa. I think it's what do you call it? Like for 3 months. And then once you get in the Netherlands, you need to get your residency card. But basically, my company did everything for me. So I'm not like, I cannot give like too much value on that topic. But it took, I think, more or less like 2 months for my company to organize everything for me to go into the appointment. And then I think I got my VMM, I think it's VMM, I will correct it if I'm wrong, and visa, I think like 2 weeks after, like 10 working days, and that was in Pretoria at the embassy. And then basically I had my VMM visa, and then beforehand I booked a Airbnb. You can book a hotel, you can, if you have friends already in the Netherlands, they can already go view apartments for you. That's a bit difficult. I would suggest just booking an Airbnb or like an affordable hotel. And within the ring of Amsterdam, I always speak about that. Then it's just easy to, transport like everywhere and like go do your viewings and all of that. So if that's in Amsterdam, if it's a different city, then, just get an Airbnb or hotel there. I booked an Airbnb and I took the one that's cancelable like anytime. So then I booked it for 2 weeks, or it was 3 weeks, I cannot remember. And then I went and then I viewed apartments. But before I get to that, I just wanted to mention about the visa. So once you arrive in the Netherlands, you would need to go for your appointment to get your residency card. So that visa thing is only like valid for 3 months, if I'm correct. So you go in, I literally did it like the second day. I went, I got my BSN number, that's like a resident number everyone has, and then I got my residency card. And then once I had that, I went and I opened a bank account, and once I had my bank account, I could, once I had found my apartment to rent, I could apply for all the gas, electricity and all of that, because I just give my Netherlands bank account. So after you have all that admin done, you have your BSN number, bank account, residency card. The other thing that you also need to have beforehand, once you arrive in the Netherlands, you need to have medical insurance from the day you arrived. So I had travel insurance in the meantime, and then when I got here, I just like took out my medical insurance. And then I'm with Silver and Kruis. That's a really, I've never had problems with it. I've been in an ambulance before and all of that. You always have an eigen risiko, which means your own risk. And I think it depends. If you choose your own risk to be a very small amount, your premium per month will be higher. But if you choose your own risk to be a bigger amount, your premium per month will be lower. So I think mine is 345 own risk, and I think I pay close to 150 euros a month for my insurance. And it's like there's three options, like the very basic, middle one, and the third one. I have like the highest one, and then you can like put add-ons like dental, I don't know, like physio and whatever. So I have that, and then add-ons. So yeah, that's the one thing you need to have. And then your like all your admin things, I would say, is ticked off. Then you go and you find an apartment. And this is the thing, like you need to be active already. I would say like I tried a month. I remember like in November, so I moved the 27th of December. So I remember in November, I already like started applying for viewings and whatever. And it just didn't work because at the end you need to literally be available the next day to view, and basically in that week to take the apartment or make an offer. So my suggestion is book an Airbnb or hotel that's very affordable and cancelable, you know, while you live there. Or, you know, if you have a friend or someone or family or whatever, you know, try to live with them. Then you, a week before you come, or even 2 weeks maybe before you come, like apply on like for every renting place that you find like within your means and what you want. So I went on Pararius, it's a blue icon, and then on Funda it's orange. Those were the two I literally like applied left, right, center, like probably 30 viewings. And at the end, I think I went and saw 2 places, and the third place was the one I ended up taking. So yeah, not all of them come back to you. I think maybe 40% came back to me for a viewing. And then once you go for the viewing, there's like 20 other people viewing. Like the current place I live in, there were already, I think we were 18 viewing this apartment. And my first apartment, like there were definitely also a lot, probably also close to that number. So yeah, get in there, and then when you do your viewing, just be confident, you know, act like you will look after the apartment, you know, be friendly, be yourself, especially if it's with the landlord itself. And then with renting, be prepared to pay a 2-month deposit and the month upfront. So you need to have 3 payments available, which is quite a cash flow that you need to have available. But usually it's 2-month deposit. Like I've never come across where it's like, for myself, that is 1 month. Other friends, I've heard about it, but it's very, very rare. So yes, then you pay that deposit and a monthly rent upfront before you obviously move in. So yeah, that's that I just wanted to mention there. And yeah, then you have your apartment, and then yeah, you can either go unfurnished or furnished. I mean, that's up to you. If it's a furnished place, you will obviously pay more. If it's unfurnished, you'll pay less, so you have more of a gap to buy your own furniture, but you need to have that cash flow available then. And in my previous video, I think the Q&A, I listed in the description all the furniture places I use to currently furnish my own or the apartment I'm renting now, because it's completely unfurnished. So if you want to have a look, like go on there. It's like literally all the sites I use. So I think it's very yeah, like it can really help you. It's a variety of all places. So yeah, that's everything apartment related. And then once you sign your rental agreement, the things that you would have to set up, and now it's very fresh in my mind because I literally moved in here like a month ago. So you need to set up your Wi-Fi if you want Wi-Fi. I have one with Ziggo. They have like all these packages, like I think it's usually 80 euros. The package I have, it's just the middle package. So you've got like the low package, middle, and high. I think the high one was for gaming, or maybe if you are several people living in your apartment. And I think I pay 80 euros, but the package was like for the first 6 months you pay 40 euros, and then after that you pay 80 euros, sorry. So yeah, I'm just with Ziggo. I don't have issues with them. Other people are with T-Mobile that I know are very happy with that. But yeah, it's up to you. And then it's obviously your gas, electricity, and water. And with water, I've always been with Waternet, and I pay 15 euros. They do like a reconciliation for gas, water, electricity at the end of the year. And like I've always gotten money back, like with when I lived alone at my previous apartment or my first apartment, and I'm sure I'll get back here. And then for gas and electricity, yeah, I literally like, usually I was at Neon, so NUON, but then I mentioned it to my current landlord, like while I was standing here in the apartment. He said like, just go online and like there's like this price comparison for like gas and electricity, and then he said like, just take the cheapest one because everyone just works well here. So I literally just did that. I went online and did like a comparison and went with the cheapest one, and it literally, I had, well, there were already gas and electricity, but it was so easy. You just need to, for the water, there's a easy meter, like in one of my beginning of my vlogs of my new apartment, I filmed that, but it's literally like this round meter. You put in your metrics into Waternet, and then for the other ones, depending on your apartment, like this apartment it has a smart meter, so they can see what the meter is. But with my first apartment, I had to do the readings, but they show you pictures and everything. But yeah, that you need to set up. And I think, if I'm correct, my electricity and gas is 150 a month, which is way too expensive for this apartment, because the landlord told me the previous people paid 50 euros, so I would definitely get money back. But that's just like an estimate they did, you know, assuming for this apartment what it would be. But yeah, he told me it's way cheaper, and I know it would be. So that's everything with the apartment that you need to have ready. And then obviously, if you want to, you can have your insurance, your content insurance. Like I would, like even though you live in the Netherlands, like you just never know what can happen. You will always be safe. Like, well, not always, but 100, definitely not 100%, but most of the times, like 95% of the times, you will never be like attacked in your home. But you know, there's still break-ins, like people taking their chances. It doesn't happen often, not at all. But have content insurance. You can get it from your bank. And the one other thing I wanted to mention is get third-party insurance. Like when you are on your bike and you bump into a person's car or into another cyclist and it was your fault, and they claim money from you, if you have third-party insurance, I think I pay like 3 euros at my bank. So yeah, when you go to your bank appointment, just get that. Like it's super cheap and you are covered. Then yeah, furniture said, okay. Areas to live, I've also spoken like multiple times on this. Like it depends on what your vibe, like that's obviously like common sense. Like if you look at Amsterdam, and I obviously just know for Amsterdam, but there's a A10 highway, it's like a yellow highway if you look on Google Maps. So if you look at the top, like the Jordaan, you can just put Jordaan, there's a lot of like restaurants. It's very hip and modern, really nice. It's close to the city center, so also buzzing. Yeah, so that's the type of vibe there. Then and I'm just speaking about this like suburbs, or not suburbs, but the areas I am aware of. And then you get like the Pape, which I'm very fond of. It's very like less more locals, less tourists, even though there's a part that's a bit touristy close to the Heineken building. But yeah, it's just a lot of pubs and restaurants. I think it's the most popular place maybe for especially expats to live or want to live. It has like a nice park, safari park, and like also like a street with shops, and like I just love that. Then there's Rivierenbuurt, that's also a bit more like local families, but not as family and out as like Buitenvelde or close to the Zuidas, which is the south of the circle, close to like most of the companies and everything. That's a little bit more chiller, less restaurant. You know, the further you go out, you know, the less you have like restaurants and those things going on. But yes, this is just based on my experience, obviously. But anything within the circle, you will be close to most of the things you need. If you are a family, you don't want to be in the bus, go to Amstelveen, Eindhoven. Yeah, that's just based on my knowledge. Even like the north of Amsterdam is quite like expanding. So, you know, there's a train going directly, a metro going directly like to the city centrum. So that's also easy. Then on that note with transport, so you will, when you arrive, I literally at the airport bought myself this blue card, a travel card. So you go to like a kiosk. Let me just take a sip of water. You go to like the kiosk. I think I paid 20 euros back then, so it's 3 years ago. And the 20 euros was uploaded, or like it was 19 euros uploaded on the card already, but I had to pay that amount. But yeah, you can get your train card or public transport card at the airport. Just ask around, but I went to like a kiosk type of, where those are, like the candy and whatever. And then you have the blue card, so at least you can directly take the train already if you like are comfortable using that. But you have that, you don't have to like, I don't even know where else you buy it, maybe like at a, I don't know, corner store or something. But then, and there's also like the yellow like boxes, maybe you can buy it there as well, like where you actually like put your money on and whatever, money on the card. But yes, then when you are living here for a while, or I don't know what's the thing, but you can then get a personalized card. It's just like if it's then stolen, you can at least log into your account and like I think get your money back or whatever. But I have a yellow one now. I think you just go on online and you basically just apply for one like that, but I think you need to maybe have a residency card for that. I'm not 100% sure. And I think you can get like all the like korting, or the like, not sales, but like good packages and all of that when you have the yellow card. I'm very unfamiliar about this. I don't use public transport a lot because I live in Amsterdam, so I only use it when I go visit my friends like in Utrecht, or if I maybe go far, or like today I will go walking into the city centre, but coming back I'll use the tram. But yeah, that's the tram, not like the trains and those things. But that card you use for everything, for train, bus, tram, metro, and that's so nice. So you always make sure you have money on that, and you just tap any type of transport, obviously not like Uber. And I think you can also like make it automated, like if you are like 5 euros on your card or 20 euros, because you need to have minimum of 20 euros when you go on the actual train, because that's further distances. But yeah, then if you hit 20 euros, I think you can like make an automated thing to like top it up. But yeah, so that's on the train card. And then your Ubers and taxis are very expensive, so I would suggest using public transport. It's very easy to navigate. I used since day one just Citymapper. It's a green icon, and you literally just put your first destination, your second destination, and it gives you multiple options. And yeah, the only thing you need to look at is like the number of, say for example it's a tram 3, and make sure it's going the right direction. So if it says 3 and it says Amstelkade, then you like add a tram stop, but it goes both ways, then you will see this 3 will say Amstelkade and the other side will say 3 Zoetermeer, then make sure you go to 3 Amstelkade. That's the way you can see you're going the right direction. So it's very easy. Same with buses. The one thing with buses is you need to raise your hand if you want them to stop, because this has happened to, I don't know if it has happened to me, but definitely to a lot of friends. Like they stand there expecting it to stop because the tram stopped for you. But yeah, so if a bus comes and you don't like raise your hand, or someone traveling like with you, then it will just pass you right by. But yes, that's public transport. Then just like in common like general tips that I have is yeah, of course have a rain jacket, summer, winter, no matter what the time of year you come, like you will have a lot of rain. So have a rain jacket. I bought my first one at America today. I think it was like 80 euros. I still use that one. It's perfect. I'm a very warm person, so I don't need like these thick coats and jackets. Like I get warmed up quite quickly, so that one is like perfect for me, because I'll just put like a jersey or like a long sleeve top or whatever underneath. It's not that thin that it's like, everything comes through. It's like the perfect thickness for me, especially like times like now, but like end of December, the whole of January, I can still cope with that. But then I use like my Jack Wolfskin that's like a bit more thicker. I bought that in Germany, but there's several brands you can use. You literally can go on like Zalando, Zalando, Zalando. They have a lot of brands. You can even go on ASOS, like, or go to the city centrum, like you will see like the good ones. Like I think there's so many brands, but I think like a good jacket, or like like rain jacket or something that can take rain and that's warm, will be like, if you want to spend money, will be probably between 150 and 300 euros. Obviously it can be more, but that's like a reasonable price for a affordable, like good quality coat. And I would suggest, like, if you have the money, invest in that, because you will have it. Like my Jack Wolfskin, the reason I haven't done it like since living here is because I have my Jack Wolfskin, and it's not the most prettiest one, but that thing cost a lot. My dad bought it for me, so I don't know, like I'm not going to buy another one. Those coats are for a certain purpose. I would rather like buy like a raincoat, or like other ones that are not that thick, that I can, I don't know, that's a bit more fashionable. But having one of those coats are more than enough. They're not usually very pretty, but you do get pretty ones. But it's just there to keep you warm and not wet. So that's on that. And then clothing wise, like there's way different like shops here. You can just go to the city centrum of any like town you move into, or city you move in, and usually it's like H&M, Zara. Some places have a Primark, which is really nice. Then there's just like different ones like Uniqlo, New Yorker. There's Stradivarius. There's many. You will just walk past them. There's new ones. There's Mango, which is a popular one. There's just a lot. So that's that. And okay, there's just a few other things that I forgot to speak about. Is basically just on buying a bicycle. Like I would really suggest this, and this is obviously specific to Amsterdam. I'm not sure about the other cities, but I know like in Rotterdam you can cycle and all of that. But anyways, in Amsterdam, I literally, the day I arrived, because I arrived like in the morning, my first thing that I did was I took an Uber to like a market. I cannot remember the market's name, but I took a Uber to a market and I bought a second-hand bike or bicycle. And I know there's like, I remember back then they said like, just don't buy any bike, like, because it can be a stolen bike. I think online you can like put in the serial number, and then you can see whether it's a stolen bike or not. Or if you don't want to take that risk and buy it at a market on the side, like buy it at like a proper store. Some of them also have second-hand bikes. I think I paid for mine like 130 with my lock included. But yes, get a bicycle, because you will literally use it so many times. You use that, you walk a lot, and then you use like public transport. And then, oh yes, what I wanted to mention is about the 30% ruling. Is one, if you are eligible for it, like you can go online and it will literally just tell you like whether like the requirements. If you're eligible for it, which I think a lot of people are, make sure your company like applies for it immediately. Like on day one, email your HR or whoever you speak with and ask them like, I just want to like follow up on the process. Have you guys started to apply for my 30% ruling? Because I've heard like a lot of stories, like even my previous roommate or flatmate, like her company like just did like, I don't know, I don't think they knew what they were doing. So you only have 4 months, if I am remembering correctly. And like when she followed up, there was only a month left. So it can be like very like a lot of admin. But if you follow up like immediately, I mean, then you have 4 months and then you can sort it out. I haven't had any issues with it, just because with the company I transferred for, it was an international company. They were quite on top of it. They've done it for so many people already. And then my current company, I like followed up, and it also came like very quickly. And then they back pay your 30% tax that you paid while you didn't have your 30% ruling. And then one other payment that you would need to make, which I didn't know coming here, is you pay for like water tax and like garbage tax, like for it being taken, like for it being driven away, and all of that. I think it depends on also like your the size of your apartment. I'm not sure about the cost, and I cannot remember all of that. I just know there are costs there, extra costs. I think like the water tax is like 40 euros or something, and then the other tax, which is like your, I don't know, online you can also probably read about it, but there's like 2 taxes. I think it's water and then like your garbage disposal and all of that. I think that's based on your household, the size of your household or your place, and that is the more expensive one, and I think you pay it yearly. Then oh yeah, and the other thing is when you throw out your garbage, throw it in the bins. Like usually it's like the one's opening and it goes underground when you close it, or however it looks. Don't put it to the side. If you have your address there, they will send you, or they will, yeah, send you a fine if they can see your name and your housing address like on the box you left there or something. They will, yeah, send you a fine. And then yeah, then just on general other shops that you yeah, maybe if you want to know, like there's obviously like different food shops you can buy at. My favorite is like Albert Heijn and a Voormaar I only recently found when I moved to this apartment. I don't think there are that like a lot of food shops of Voormaar in yeah, like in comparison to a Dirk or like Albert Heijn, but I do like Albert Heijn and a Voormaar. But there's also like different ones like Lidl, there's Dirk, there's yeah, I think those are like the common ones. And then also, sorry, and then a Markt and the Jumbo, yeah, all of them are nice, but my favorite is probably like a Jumbo, Albert Heijn, Voormaar. And then you can get like all your cosmetic things like easy, like, you know, like roller things like for your arms, and like spray and like wash, you know, like those things, like similar to Disc and Clicks. It's like Kruidvat and a Ethos. Those are the two I generally go and buy things. And household items, I go to Hema and Blokker. Yeah, so those are the like very common shops. And then I just quickly went through the messages people left. And one thing I see like several, like the same thing over and over, and I've actually addressed it in my my Q&A, where I spoke, like a lot of people already asked it there, but there's still some messages on that. And it's basically like in general about like making friends and then like finding an apartment. And I'm just gonna like speak on it very shortly because it is in that video of mine. But with friends, it is difficult. It's not easy. If you come, like I was very thankful. I came with my group of friends that I studied with, and through that they already knew other people, so we just became like a very good group of friend group. I cannot speak. So that helped. And then obviously, but I would just say, like, when you're at work, you know, try putting in the effort to not be friends with your colleagues, but to, you know, invite them for a drink, get to know them. Like, you just might be friends with them and they invite you to things, or they might just mention like, oh, there's this thing like festival or art class or something, do you want to join? Or just mention it and you're like, oh, I'm gonna go there. You know, join the gym or like a dance class, or, you know, go online and see if there's any expat events or something like that. Download the Meetup app, and they also have like a lot of things in different cities. But yeah, just put yourself out there, go to social events like at work, and if a friend invites you, like go, even though you might not feel for it. But I mean, that's a difficult thing. It really depends, like the environment you're in, and then also you meet, and yeah, that's a difficult one. And then for housing, it's just, I would just say, like, just keep on trying. It is really the market is high, like everyone, the demand is high, like everyone wants a place. There's a lot of people, but you will find a place. You will definitely find a place. Like, I've never heard of someone not finding a place. It's just like you need to have backup of a place you're staying at, or it's just cost a lot because you need to stay at a hotel or Airbnb or something. But it will be okay. Just keep on applying for viewings and the right one will come. But yes, I think I'm gonna end this video here. I think it's a long video, but I hope I've put out like everything. Like, there's obviously lots more. This is just what I could have think of now. If there's any more questions, leave it down below. I need to get time to actually reply to people. I've been bad on my past videos. But yes, I've also asked people like what videos they want to see. I've got a lot of people like wanting to see the outside of Amsterdam, especially like relating to food, me cooking. I think like just they want, like, people want to see like festive things. So I will definitely work on a video like to, you know, like show you like just what I cook and like bake, and then also like out like at markets and all of that. So I will definitely like look at all those requests that you guys sent and yeah, film more of that, even though December is a very busy month, but we'll get there. But thank you for watching, and I really hope this helped. And yeah, good luck for everyone moving, and yeah, you got this. Okay, bye bye.